Cancer risings. Over the last 8 years, Uranus has been in Taurus in your 11th house of communities, public recognition. This is the house of cheerleaders, and this is your audience. This is friendship groups. This is the groups that you'd like to sign up to. And perhaps there has been quite a technological aspect to how you have made friends over the last 8 years since 2018. Perhaps your friendship groups look markedly different from how they looked back in 2018, and maybe you feel much more aligned with your soul tribe. That is, maybe you feel much more aligned with your soul tribe now than you did back in 2018, and maybe there is this energy of letting go and surrender and being reborn into the new when it comes to your groups and your communities. That hasn't necessarily felt comfortable all the time. Uranus likes to shock and surprise and doesn't necessarily have a moral compass or a kind of good bad compass. It just comes along and it shakes up the kind of the dead weight, and it likes to reignite our sense of what community can feel like for us as Cancer risings. So we're moving away from this period of destabilization in your 11th house, where friendships have undergone big changes, and you are probably much more aligned with your soul tribes now than you were 8 years ago. And Uranus is moving into your 12th house of the subconscious. This is a really exciting, dynamic time to receive new downloads, uploads, information coming from every which way into your third eye, into your soul, in through the entirety of your body. This is very much connected to your astral body when you are asleep at night, because the 12th house is very much a place of sleep and rest. In your astral body, what messages are you receiving? I think out of everybody in the zodiac, Cancer risings are going to be encouraged to keep a dream diary over the next 8 years, to really jot down what messages you're receiving through the dream state, through the subconscious. There could be a mass curiosity about learning about the subconscious, learning about the hidden parts of our personalities that perhaps are holding us back in some ways. Mental health can undergo a big shift over the coming 8 years, because when you have a Mercury ruled 12th house and Uranus is there, the planet that likes to shock and surprise and upgrade, we're thinking about the mind and how it works, with the sign of Gemini there for Cancer rising. So the mind, how it works, how we use our speech, how we communicate, how we receive information in. Think about sleep hygiene, think about your own sleep space, think about what you're doing when you're in the bedroom. Are you using your bed as an office? That is something that I'm absolutely guilty of as a Cancer rising, and I'm trying to do less of. And I think over the coming 8 years, I'm going to find new ways of implementing self-care to really honor the sacred resting place of the 12th house, which in turn allows the subconscious to make its messages known to us, to help us experience freedom from any kind of mental constraints that we are having. So in terms of mental health, this can be a period of time where we are asked to look at certain things and perhaps process and then release from our subconscious minds, to allow our conscious minds here in the first house to kind of live a more authentic expression of ourselves. So Gemini in the 12th house, Cancer risings, is making a sextile aspect to Aries in your 10th house of career, how you're recognized. This is your roles and your titles in the world. This can be being a parent, being a daughter, being a son, being an uncle, being a CEO of a company, running your own company. I mean, Aries in the 10th house is very connected to being entrepreneurial, being self-employed, and there's lots of activity taking place here in that 10th house. It's very visible. Perhaps you're trying on new offerings to your customers, and you're doing this in a very public way. Perhaps you do things on social media, and perhaps you are trying to grow that community here that has experienced that massive shake-up over the last 8 years. Now you're able to provide new beginnings, inspiring new insights in this very kind of childlike, in this very kind of youthful way of sharing your enthusiasm. Your enthusiasm and your childlike joy is really expanding people's trust and faith in you that you will provide something that they want, be that in a work environment, be that in your role as a parent, be that in your role as a partner, in a relationship. There's lots of trying new ideas. Perhaps we're not thinking about the long term just yet, but we are thinking about, this is the inception point. We're starting a brand new chapter, and Uranus in Gemini here in this sextile aspect between the 10th and the 12th houses are saying utilize the subconscious. Any messages that come through from the subconscious, share quite openly and honestly in your world of work, because that information is very visible right now. And if you are trying to grow an audience in the psychic working world or the intuitive working world, or something to do with music or writing, if you want to write something at this time, write a book, then publishing your book, particularly when the North Node is still in Pisces just for the next few months here in 2026, then Uranus in Gemini is really going to help catalyze that book being born into life. And so Uranus is moving into Gemini on the 27th of April 2026 into your 12th house, Cancer risings.